right, we are back again to talk some NFL
Football.
First of all,
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
What's your favorite food on Thanksgiving?
Oh man, all of it? I don't know. I love it. I love my mom's stuffing. Man, that's some good stuffing, ain't it? I mean,
that is delicious
that is
stuffing. That was
stuffing.
just right. Hits right in the spot.
But I like the ham. I like the mashed potatoes. I like the cranberry sauce. I like the pies. I just like it. I like all of it. Thanksgiving's one of my favorite holidays. And you know why it's one of my favorite holidays? 3. Count them 3.
NFL games. On
back
separate times.
To back. And we're going to go ahead and talk about them this week. What we're going to do, we're actually going to recap Week 12.
And then look over Week 13.
And then do a little predictions on Week 13, which include Thanksgiving football games. So let's go ahead and jump back to Week 12 first and do a little recap. We had Indy who went to Houston. It was a little bit of a close game, but Houston still pulled it out 20-17.
I still don't think either team looks like they really are fit to go to the Super Bowl this year.
No, honestly, the AFC South there. No, that's not the South. The AFC.
The AFC South, you got it right.
The AFC South. I did have it right. Okay, the AFC South. I'm losing my mind here. The AFC South is almost like the NFC East. It's like nobody wants to win it.
Nobody wants to win the division.
So we'll just see who comes out here at the end. Right now, Houston's leading the division because Houston beat Indy. That was 2017.
That's why that was such a big game in the first place.
Yeah. Whoever won that game was
first in the division.
But honestly, at this point, anybody could win it.
Anybody could win the division.
There's 3 games
except for Jacksonville.
Except for Jacksonville. Jacksonville's pretty much still. But I mean that's no surprise. I mean Jacksonville's out. So.
Doesn't that 2017 year look so far away for the Jaguars?
As far away as Jalen Ramsey is.
Wow.
Yes.
Jeez.
Let's jump on into Sunday. We had the Miami Dolphins go into the Cleveland Browns, and Cleveland looked like a decent team. Of course, everybody looks like a decent team against the Dolphins, but they did score 41 points, beat them 41-24. That's a pretty high scoring game.
Does Cleveland finally have things together?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But they looked better this game, and they've been looking a little better each game. They've got some tough games coming up, so we'll just see how it goes. We had Carolina go to New Orleans, and that's one of the most exciting games of the week. But
it broke my heart.
Yeah, Carolina.
Their season is done.
It's probably done right now.
Our kicker Sly, as one of the people I've wanted to get up on this week, 2 missed field goals and 1 missed extra point.
And they lost by 3.
That
7 points.
7 points. 7 points. Could you at least try to hit a chip shot field goal?
Nah, that's too much to ask.
It's too much to ask, apparently.
Yeah. Now, New Orleans is a good team. That's not a bad loss, but it was a win that was needed. That Carolina really, really needed that win.
But on the other side of the spectrum, New Orleans keeps themselves on the right path to a possible top 2 seed in the NFC.
Yeah, right now they're looking like they'll probably get a bye unless something really bad happens because they're doing really, really good right now. We had Jacksonville go to Tennessee and
lay an egg.
Tennessee put 42 on them. 42-20.
See what happens when you actually let Derrick Henry touch the football?
If Derrick Henry touches the ball 30-plus times, Tennessee scores 30-plus points.
I don't know how the Titans didn't realize that earlier on in the year.
I don't know. I saw it. We went actually to the Titans-Carolina game.
And they didn't give the ball late to Derrick Henry.
One drive, they gave it to him, the opening of the second half. And they marched down and scored. The rest of it, they didn't. But, yeah, Tennessee's got a chance to win the division. Tennessee's
got a good shot. As long as they keep giving it to your workhorse. That's what I got to say.
Yeah, my Dallas Cowboys went to the New England Patriots.
Although it was not necessarily the highest scoring affair.
13-9. It was almost that's a baseball score. But 13-9, Dallas again cannot beat a team with a winning record. Even though
And-
they're my favorite team.
It's gotten so bad that even the owner, Jerry Jones, is tired of it.
I think he quit clapping, didn't he? Honestly, I think that was. I think that's Garrett's last swan song. Unless he makes the playoffs and wins a game.
Speaking of
think he's
possibly last swan song, did you see how lackluster the Patriots offense looked? By only scoring 13
Everybody
points.
scored points on Dallas this year, and
The Patriots only scored 13 points.
And honestly, if it wasn't for that tripping call, Dallas may have actually won the game.
That tripping call was horrendous.
Man, it was horrendous. There's been some bad reffing this year, man. But we'll do it. We're going to jump. I don't want to get on my.
I know.
We had Tampa Bay. Go to the Atlanta. Who the crap is Atlanta, dude? And that Atlanta lost. They gave 35 points.
They beat the Saints. They beat the Panthers, but they can't
Lost
beat
to Tampa
the
Bay
Buccaneers
at home.
at home.
I think they realized, oh crap, we're giving up our good draft pick here. They went back to losing again.
Jameis Winston gave us some of his classic turnovers.
And Atlanta couldn't
Capitalize off of
those
tasty turnovers.
Those tasty turnovers, yeah. Lost 35-22.
But Jameis Winston, or maybe I should have called him like Wintson with an int in his name.
Yeah, W-I-N-T.
Son.
Winston. Yeah, Jameis Winston.
He leads the NFL in interceptions, and I don't see why Tampa Bay keeps him after this year.
You got famous Jameis turnovers. I think you could actually sell those. Make Apple turnovers and call them famous Jameis turnovers.
Sometimes it's just comical how many times he turns the ball over.
It is, yeah. Probably not comical to Tampa Bay, but it is to the rest of us. We had Denver go to Buffalo. Buffalo got back on the winning track, 20-3, clamped down on that D. Buffalo's got some pretty good defense.
Denver. Good luck next year because
It's over.
It's over.
It's over. Denver's. See ya 2020.
After last week's heartbreaking loss to Minnesota the previous week, where they blew a 20-point lead,
However, this one they only scored 3.
and did not even break 100 yards passing against Buffalo.
That's pretty bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you go 4 quarters and you average 25 yards passing a quarter, less than 25 yards passing a quarter, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, so Buffalo is looking like they're on the driver's
Buffalo is
seat
looking like they have a driver's seat for the playoffs, yeah.
for the number one AFC wild
A
card.
wild card, yeah. We had the Giants go to Chicago. The Giants looked like they were going to win it, but then Mitchell Trubisky flexed those passing muscles, and they won 19-14.
Even though he was just around 100 yards passing and an interception in one half.
Yeah, the Bears need to draft a quarterback, dude. That's just ain't going to work.
That's unbelievable how bad that offense really is.
It ain't
If
gonna
they
work.
didn't play the Giants, if they lost to the Giants, they would have rolled some heads over there.
Yep, and honestly, they probably should have. The Giants played a better game than them. It just
The Giants missed field goals. That's the only way they lost.
what happened to field goal kickers? How can you not How can you not pay somebody $250,000 a year and find somebody who can kick a football?
Ask Chicago that question. Because they
Or
can't-
Carolina,
or
Dallas, or
New
just
England.
half the people who got there now don't have a kicker who can kick a football.
It's like they have Charlie Brown out there.
Yep.
He keeps whiffing.
Or they got Lucy on the
On the holder.
as the placeholder. oh. And we had Pittsburgh go to Cincinnati,
Cincinnati continues their dreadful stretch.
and so does Pittsburgh. They had to go to their third quarterback. They benched Rudolph.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
They're not letting him play with the
Any
football
football
team
game.
anymore.
Poor Rudolph couldn't participate in any more football
The only
games.
thing that he can hope is maybe one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa will put him back in again. But yeah,
Cincinnati returns to Andy Dalton next week.
yes, because they realize they suck no matter what. Pittsburgh's bad, but Cincinnati's horrible. Cincinnati will be probably getting Burrow.
Definitely getting.
Burrow from LSU next year.
They're gonna kill him.
No, I don't know. It'd be hard to kill Burrow.
They're gonna give up so many sacks to him, they'll have to bury him before he steps out.
They might want to trade all the team for offensive linemen. We had Oakland Raiders go to the Jets. What the heck happened to the Oakland Raiders?
I'd like to.
The
where
Jets
was
beat
this
them.
Jets team
The Jets
come from?
beat them 34-3.
If you could put an emphasis on beat.
Yeah, they beat down 34-3. What do you want to give?
Average Raiders.
Yeah.
But okay.
You want to do it?
Jets, Jets.
What's up, big Al?
Ate some Raider stew this time around.
They beat the living. They beat the doors off of that baby. I mean, bad.
Turned on the afterburners.
It was worse than 34-3.
That was just
That was
awful.
bad.
That was just an awful beatdown for the Raiders,
Mhm.
especially since they were trying to get a little closer to a wild card spot.
Uh-huh.
But the Jets have a slim possibility if they can win out.
Yeah, they got a slim possibility to make the playoffs, but some miraculous stuff would have to happen. We had Seattle go to Philly, and like I said, nobody wants to win the NFC East
Because
so
the
Philly
Cowboys
lost.
will win it by default,
Yeah, I mean, if every team loses from here on out, Dallas is in the lead.
regardless of what
Regardless.
happens.
So Seattle went in there and beat Philly
Philadelphia's
17-9.
offense gave Chicago's offense a run for their money in terms of awful
Yeah, 9 points.
against Seattle. I know Seattle's a 9-win team,
But their defense isn't. Well, their defense is pretty good. But still, though, at
nine,
home,
9
9
points.
points. That's bad.
Carson Wentz turned the ball over 5 times.
Mhm.
Speaking of turnover machine.
Mhm. Oh, here's a good one. Detroit went to Washington. Speaking of turnovers,
Speaking of
Washington actually beat Detroit 19-16 in the
oh my god.
in the Doesn't Matter Bowl. No matter which one of those teams will win, they're both out.
Detroit, I don't know what to feel about their fans now. I mean, Detroit, man. You lose to a 1-win team.
Mhm.
Even if you don't have Matthew Stafford,
That's solidified since his first pick.
that all but
Yeah.
solidifies their pick.
Yeah.
But
And then the last 2 games we got here was teams that proved how good they are. Green Bay went to San Fran
and San Fran
37-8.
dominated the line of
Dominated it.
scrimmage.
San Francisco's defense is for real.
They sandwiched the Packers at almost every turn.
I think that might have been the only game that we missed was that one. And we picked Green Bay, but man, we were wrong on that one.
But the Packers just straight out outcoached.
Yeah.
I think Matt LaFleur was outcoached by Kyle
Outcoached,
Shanahan.
outplayed,
Everything.
everything. And then Monday Night Football,
Speaking of outplayed by everything,
Lamar put up 45 points, 45-6 in L.A.
the Rams are done.
The Rams are done.
Do you want to put a little D-O-N-E? What does
Yeah.
that spell?
Rams. They're done. Yeah, and Lamar Jackson is
Did not have
dominating.
did not have an incompletion in the first half.
No, he went, 15 for 15 in the first half with 4 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns in the first half.
And then he finished with 5 touchdowns passing. He absolutely lit them up.
I think that nobody has figured out, at least lately, because Baltimore hasn't been beat this year, but nobody lately has figured out how to stop.
The option offense that they run.
No, and it's looking ugly.
And Lamar Jackson's recently been the fancy of the league.
He is, but there's a fancy of a league every year. I'm not saying that Lamar ain't an awesome quarterback, but he is this year, right now. But there's some brilliant defensive minds out there that might be able to figure something out on him.
Speaking of, I forgot what I was going to say there for a moment.
Yeah.
It completely left my mind.
Oh, that's good. But
I was
yeah,
about to say the same thing that you were.
there might be some, but again, he might be on a roll right now, and he might just make it to the Super Bowl the way he's going right now. I mean, he's tromping through teams right now.
If that continues,
like they don't matter.
If that continues, we'll see the Ravens represent the AFC.
Well, which I wouldn't be. I mean, that would be a fun game.
At least it's not.
What if you had Drew Brees versus Lamar Jackson in the Super Bowl? Would that not be fantastic?
People would actually go down and sit and watch the game, unlike last year.
Like most of the New England Patriots Super Bowls, people just don't really give a flip about them. Except for New England Patriots fans. Sorry about that, New England Patriots fans. But we'll go ahead and jump into Week 13 here. We've got 3 juicy games on Thursday night. We got Buffalo going to Dallas.
And judging by Dallas's record against teams with a winning record,
I got to pick Dallas because they're my favorite team. But it wouldn't surprise me if they lost. But I don't know. Clappy's job hinges on this game. If they lose this game, I don't think Garrett's got a job.
and probably the inside of you is jumping for joy at that
Yeah,
fact.
I want the Cowboys to win because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm almost like, it'll be okay if they lose if they fire him. Yeah, I don't know. We got Chicago at Detroit.
I'm going to take
I'll probably take Chicago. Maybe.
Chicago, yeah. The defense.
Detroit just lost to Washington.
The Chicago's defense
Yeah, Chicago's
is
defense.
probably going to carry them through the game like it has throughout the season.
Yeah, and then we got another juicy game at night, New Orleans at Atlanta for a revenge game because Atlanta did beat New Orleans last time.
That's
So
not
I'm
going to be pretty.
I'm going to pick New Orleans on that one. Yeah. Sunday, we got Tennessee going to Indy. Indy is favored by 2.5, picking the Titans.
You want to pick the Titans?
The Titans, I think, have figured out that they need to run Derrick Henry.
Need to get him more involved.
If he's involved in the first series,
And throughout the game, not just the first series, but throughout the game.
then I think Tennessee wins that. We've got another one, Cleveland at Pittsburgh, which should be pretty juicy. I'm going to go Cleveland.
Pittsburgh
I'm
is
going Cleveland.
heavily struggling on offense.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's on their third string quarterback, and they're struggling pretty good right now. And Cleveland's on a hot streak. They've won 2 in a row. So I'm going to pick a little Cleveland.
You want to pick the Browns?
I'm picking the Browns to win at Pittsburgh.
At Pittsburgh.
Think about that statement.
That would have been unthinkable like 2 years ago.
Yeah, last year, probably. We got Washington going to Carolina. Carolina's going to rebound on this one. It's going to be a 10-point game, probably.
Because
Washington's
the
not going
Redskins
to win
are
2 in a
bad.
row. No, they're not going to win 2 in a row. We got the Jets going to Cincy. Hey,
The Jets have a easily winnable
the
game
Jets
here.
are going to win that one. So that's 2 in a row for the Jets.
Jets, Jets.
We got Philly going to Miami. Philly, because Miami's horrible.
Clearly tanking. They're clearly trying to sell off their assets for a rebuild.
Yeah, and then we got a little bit of a bounce back game here. Green Bay going to the Giants. Green Bay
By a good bit.
by 7+ points. Yeah,
Because that's just heavily outmatched when you look at the matchup.
big time. Yeah, we got Tampa Bay going to Jacksonville in the 4-7 bowl, or they're both 4-7.
How many turnovers does Jameis Winston have this week?
How many did he have last week? He had,
2 interceptions.
and did he have a fumble?
I don't think he had a fumble last
interceptions.
week.
Well, if he only had 2 interceptions last week, then he's going to have 3 this week. He can't have 2 weeks in a row of 2 and under interceptions. So we're going with 3 interceptions, and I'll throw in a fumble.
Oh, you're going to throw in a fumble.
I'm throwing a fumble. I'm going to throw in 4 turnovers.
Anybody out in the comment section or the audience, can you please tell us in the comment section down below how many turnovers Jameis Winston will have?
Yeah, you throw out your guess out there. And who's going to win? Tampa Bay, Jacksonville? Probably Tampa Bay.
I mean, at times they've looked good, but the turnover machine just made it almost impossible
Yeah,
for them to really build it much of anything.
Jacksonville's is sort of in a disarray, so it would probably make me lean towards Tampa Bay. We got the Rams at the Cardinals. Well, first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save this. Let's do the Rams and the Cardinals. The Rams are favored by 3 in Arizona. Rams
got destroyed last week.
So I'd probably go with the Rams. Do a little bounce back game there.
Oh, yeah. I think Arizona's definitely a beatable team.
Mm-hmm. We got the LA Chargers going to Denver in another one of the. Who cares? Well,
Do you think Phillip Rivers rebounds?
yeah. Again, I would probably go with the Chargers on that. We're taking some road teams here. We got Oakland going to Kansas City. Kansas City by 10.
Patrick Mahomes, you just can't count out that throwing arm he has.
Mm-hmm. And then the best game of the week: San Francisco at Baltimore.
That's going to be the ultimate test.
San Francisco's defense.
against Baltimore's offense.
Baltimore's offense.
Both have been hot, but who's going to win?
Immovable object, unstoppable force. Which one?
We will tell. Time will tell on Sunday.
Yes, time will tell. Time
But
will tell.
who do we pick?
It's in Baltimore, so I'll probably pick Baltimore. If
The Lamar train?
if it was in San Francisco, I'd probably pick San Francisco.
So the Lamar train keeps chugging?
That's a long trek from Baltimore to California. So San Fran's going to be a little bit of a jet lag, and I would give that an edge to Baltimore.
Since how badly they beat up the Cheeseheads I'm sorry, the Packers. That's how they call their fans that wear the big old blocks of cheese on their heads.
Sunday night, we got a pretty decent game. We got New England at Houston. New England actually goes on the road and plays a halfway decent team.
Now,
Will
Belichick has had a good record against the Texans as of late.
Yeah, and New England's probably going to have their cameras in the tunnel, filming stuff, watch them. Oh, wait a minute, that was the Astros. Sorry, I didn't mean it. So, honestly, I'm probably going to pick the Patriots. I mean, I don't think Houston's good enough to beat Belichick.
I mean, not the Patriots, but
Belichick. Yeah, I think Belichick could outsmart the Texans. So, may not be a big one
because the offense is sputtered.
Because the offense is sputtered, but I think that defense is going to pick off Deshaun Watson in a time or two. So yeah, I'm probably going. And Monday Night Football, we got another pretty good one. Minnesota at Seattle.
That will do a lot to determine who's the first wild card.
That will, because it's 9-2 Seattle against 8-3 Minnesota. Those are the two wild cards.
I've got a feeling that Seattle will win that game.
Yeah, again, it might just be a field goal game because I don't think it's going to be very high scoring. But I'd
pick Russell Wilson over Kirk Cousins any day of the week.
Yeah, you got a point there. Good point there. Well, that's it. That is football for Week 12 and Week 13.
Enjoy your turkey, your stuffing, your mashed potatoes, your cranberry sauce.
Eat an extra piece of pumpkin pie for me. That's good. But hit us a little like, hit us a subscribe.
Tell us a thought, or send us a thought down below.
Yeah. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving from ours to yours, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.